Are you one of those people that are by yourself? Don't have a group of people to build with, grow with, get into the scriptures with on the Shabbat day. You don't have a group of people to keep the festivals, feast days with, and just people that can encourage you in person? Are you a person that wants to go down in water under that true name and not have the last time be in Christianity? Or are you a person that's looking for a spouse, looking for someone that you can spend the rest of your life with that's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments? Are you a person that's a business owner within Yasharal that wants to expand your business and let more people know about it? Well, I'm talking to you, okay? The 2019 Hebrew Summer Gathering is going to be an event of a lifetime. You want to do whatever you can to make it down to this event. It's going to be live teachings on survival skills, about marriage advice, business, entrepreneurs. Okay, we have all and different other teachings that's going to be taking place. Okay, in these last days, what should we be doing in these last days? It's going on and on and on and on. We have culture building events where we can get to know each other outside of just the Shabbat gathering or just the regular meeting places. We're going to have meet and greets. We're going to have trips where we can go to historical sites, and it goes on and on and on. Okay, so a list of the group of people that's going to be here bringing out messages and sharing this word. You got Michael Israel from Spiritual Combat. You got Ron Dalton, Hebrews and Negroes. You got Yisrael, Ben Yehuda is going to be down here bringing out the word. We got the Salt community. Some of the hosts of the event. Okay, we have Israel Now, Tassel Gang, Judah Mack. We got so many other people as well that's going to be down there, okay, sharing advice, giving you tips on what you need to do. Okay, so I'm telling you, you want to do whatever you can to make it down to the 2019 Hebrew Summer Gathering. It's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee, June the 27th through June 30th. If you need more information, contact us at yahshouse7@gmail.com. 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 This is an event that you want to do whatever it takes to be at, because I'm telling you, your life will be changed for the rest of your life. With that said, I say, shalom, shalom.
Okay, Shalawam and blessings, everybody. I hope y'all having a great evening here. I hope you can see me well. It's a little dark here. But anyway, this is a long overdue message I've been meaning to get out. Been a little busy, so haven't been able to, get messages out the way that I want to. So this message is going to be on fasting and prayer. What I noticed in the Hebrew community, that is a big area that we are weak in. You don't have a lot of Israelites who know a lot about fasting and prayer, and what you need you need a fasting life, you need a prayer life. To be able to walk right with the Most High, you're going to have to do these things. Now, we all, for those of us who really want to live, in the righteous ways of the Most High, this is what we're going to have to do. Now, to be able to get closer to Him requires that you keep His law, statutes, and commandments. And the only way you're going to be able to keep His law, statutes, and commandments, like to have enough strength to be able to do these things, is you're going to have to fast and pray constantly. When you begin to read the scriptures, you will notice that all the apostles, all the prophets, or anybody you just talking about in general manner that kept the ways of the Most High, they fast and they pray all the time. Most people at least fast twice a week, and some people fast pray 2 or 3 times a day. These are things that we have to make it a part of our lives, okay? And you're gonna have to take it up a notch. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to take it up a notch. If you're not doing this and notice that things are not going right, you are not really able to get where you want to get with the Most High, it's because you are not fasting and you are not praying. Now, I'm not here to say that I'm perfect in that area. Even I myself slip up in the area. Sometimes I go hard on the matter. Sometimes I slip up and I don't fast and pray as much. But I know the difference. And I know how to do it where many of you don't. So if I'm going through a hard situation in my life, I know how to come out of that situation. This is another reason why I wanted to do this teaching, so that you can also have the understanding how to apply these things to your life to make your walk stronger. Because without it, you're most definitely not going to succeed, not to the level that you need to get to. That's what we have to understand. So this should be a good message for many of you who don't know about it, or even for others who know about it, but you need to rekindle your fasting life and prayer life. Look, a lot of us are walking around here, we got demons or spirits that have clinged to us, that are a part of us, that we can't get rid of. And what you will have to understand is where fasting and prayer come in at, is that some of these spirits are so strong, it's going to take fasting to get them out. You're not just going to be able to pray, especially if you're a backslider. And if you are revisiting an area in your life that you once came out of and you went back to, those demons come back 7 times stronger. And there's no way you're just going to be able to pray those type of spirits off of you. You're going to have to fast and pray those spirits off of you, because they're just not going to come out. And even for people who will have the gift of casting out spirits, you got to have a prayer and fasting life too to even be able to cast them out. So either or, you need to know these things. Fasting is for many different reasons, not just for casting out of spirits, casting out spirits from people's lives, from out of your own life. It's also for if you want to, like I said, if you want to get closer to the Most High, if you want to things for like safe travel. Somebody might need to be healed in your life. They going through a situation. You might be depressed. Depressed is dealing with spirits. But I'm just saying that it's for more than one situation. You need to fast and pray. And sometimes just prayer is not going to cut it. When you fast, it's a dedication. It's an offering of your body, okay, to the Most High, okay? That is flesh. You're offering up your body to the Most High. And it opens up the heavenly realms, okay, to the Most High. That's a covenant between you and Him. And He's going to respond to that. I mean, He responds to your prayers too, sometimes without fasting, but certain matters you're going to have to fast. That's all I'm saying. So this is what we're going to be talking about. So we already talking about for some of the reasons, which I'm going to go into, and then we're going to go more into how to fast and also how you should pray, and to give you some type of understanding so you will know how to do it. Because I'm a person, at least I know how. Now, before we go ahead and jump into scriptures, let me go ahead and share this with you before we jump into scriptures. My first time fasting, I was 19 years old, okay? I was a young man, much younger. And it was an experience. And I kept, it was on my mind. I was reading through the scriptures. I was studying heavily, in the New Testament. And I was going through some things, and I wanted the Most High to work for me. So as I was reading through the scriptures, I was reading up on fasting. So I studied real hard in the area, and I had to build up my mind to get ready for the fast, because when you fast, it's a spiritual thing. Your body is open to spirits, in the spiritual realm, but also mentally you have to be prepared, because fasting is not easy, especially when you do the more strict fast. It's not an easy thing, and it's all type of temptations around you, because it's involving, you want to eat. Sometimes you get weak and you just want to stop the fast, which you may have to. There's nothing wrong with stopping the fast. If you get too weak and you feel like you're about to faint, that means you need to go ahead and end the fast, because you can't take it. You took on too much for your plate. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you can't stick it out, but you got to prepare yourself mentally before you do it. So when you're going to fast, make sure you prepare spiritually and mentally, for the fast. I was 19 when I did mine. The first fast, I talked to a friend about it. He tried to talk me out of it. I wasn't trying to hear what he was trying to say, so I went ahead and I did it anyway. It was for 4 days, and it was a strict fast for 4 days. I didn't eat any type of foods. I didn't drink any type of fluids, not even water, not even an ice cube on my lips, for 4 days straight. Some of you may have done longer than that, but for me, my first time, and going without food and without water for 4 days, that was tough. It was hardcore, it was hardcore. But when I made that commitment, I followed it all the way through. And when I ended it, man, the Most High came and He answered my prayers. I mean, it was like, boom. I'll never forget it. So it was an experience. My first fast, man, it was great. It was hard, but it was great. And since then, I've done many more fasts for different situations in my life, things that I was going through. And sometimes I would fast for other people, So, I know about fasting. I know about prayer. So you need to know if you don't know. And it's something that all righteous people need to know when you're trying to walk with the Most High. Okay? If you really want to make it in this walk, and you desire, to do right by the Most High, truly right by the Most High, you're going to have to fast and you're going to have to pray, or else you're going to be a stumbling block for your own self. So, without further delay, let's go ahead and let's jump into the message, and I hope it helped you out, and I hope the Ruach bring this message out through me well. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let's go over here. We're going to start at Matthew chapter 17. Okay, let's see. We're going to start at Matthew chapter 17, and we're just going to go over a few things in Matthew chapter 17 before we get to actually how you fast and how you pray. And what I want to show you is just some of the reasons for, fasting and prayer, like I was mentioning before. So Matthew chapter 17, verse 14 through 21. And this story is basically, some of you know it already, is of the, about the Messiah, basically, casting out, a spirit, out of a person. Okay? In which there had to be fasting and prayer involved. So I just want you to hear the story. You can go back over it and read it for yourself. Okay? So I just want to go over it right quick. And these are some of the reasons for fasting and prayer. And like I said, if them spirits are too strong, you will not be able to get them out with just prayer. Fasting has to be involved. And sometimes you may have to fast more than once. Okay? You may fast the first time, it may not come out. You might have to do another fast. It depends. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's jump into this to see Matthew chapter 17, 14 through 21. And let's go ahead and read this right quick. See if this helps you out. Let's see where we at. Okay, start at verse 14 through 21. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic, a sore vexed, for oftentimes he falleth into the fire, and often into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Jesus, Yahushua, answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. Then Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Jesus, Yahushua, apart, and said, Why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, Because of your belief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. See? Okay. So now it's three components here. Prayer, fasting, and faith is what's going to cast certain spirits out that are too strong for just prayer alone. And I will tell you this, there is no point for you to fast and pray if you're not going to have faith in what you're fasting and praying for. That means you're doing it in vain. You're doing it for no reason. And that's another reason you have to build up, you know what I'm saying, your mental state of mind before you do the fast. Okay? And when you do the fast, look, for whatever you praying for, the fast is coming to back that up. But you still have to have the faith that the Most High is going to work for you, or you just doing it for no reason at all. Okay? Let's go to another one. Let's go to another situation. It's like it's similar, but it's another situation. Just to back it up. Okay? It's Mark chapter 9. Let's go to Mark chapter 9 over here. And it's going to be Mark chapter 9, 17 through 29. Mark chapter 9, 17 through 29. Let's see. Okay. Let's read this one. And one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto you thee my son, which hath a dumb spirit. And whosoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he formeth and gasheth with his teeth, and pinneth away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. He answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him to me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming. And he asked his father, How long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, Of a child, and oftentimes it had cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Yahushua said to him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible. All things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. When Yahushua saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more into him. And the spirit cried, and rent him sores, and came out of him, and he was as one dead, insomuch that many said, he is dead. But Yahushua took him by the hand, and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he was come into the house, his disciples asked him vaguely, why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. So I just wanted to go back, read that to you. Prayer and fasting. Some spirits are too strong just to come out, by prayer alone, but by fasting and believing what you're praying and fasting for. Okay? So let's go to we're gonna jump over here. Let's go to Acts 10 and 30. Let me make sure I'm on the right track. Yeah, let's go to Acts 10 and 30. We're gonna get to how you fast in a minute. Okay? Just bear with me here. Acts 10 and 30. And let's read into this and let's see what's going on. This is about Cornelius, okay? And Cornelius said, 4 days ago I was fasting until this hour, and at the 9th hour I prayed in my house, and behold, a man stood before me in bright clothing. Okay? So, basically, as you can see, he was fasting and praying, okay? And it was for a particular reason, okay? And after he finished fasting and praying, what? The Most High answered him. He seen the vision. He said a man showed up. So that was, the Most High answering to his prayer. Because he was fasting and praying, and he had faith in the matter. Okay? Let's go to what's this? Esther 9:31. Esther chapter 9 verse 31. No. Let's see. Let's see here. Just showing you some different things here, some different reasons. How people fast, and they fast and they pray, and the Most High came to, answer that. Answer whatever they was fasting and praying for. What did I say? I said Esther chapter 9 verse 31. Okay. Let's see. Okay. To confirm these days of Purim and their times appointed, according as Mercedes, the Jew and Esther, the queen, had enjoyed them, and as they had decreed for themselves and for their seed the matters of the fastings and their cry. So, what's going on here? Okay, this is their Esther and their people are fasting. Esther and Esther and another are fasting. During the time of Purim, if you read anything about Esther, the time of Purim was a time where our enemies got together wherever we was at to kill us. So this is the reason she was fasting. They were fasting to make it out of that situation and to also know what to do and what's going on. So they fasted for the matter. So remember in the beginning, I was telling you that, you know, fasting are for different reasons, not just solely for one reason. So in this case right here, it's not to cast out a spirit, but it's for their safety. Okay? It's for safety. What's going on? What should I do? How can I be safe? The Most High, we need your help. That's what's going on right here. And many of you that read the book, our people made it out of that situation. The Most High used Esther in many different ways. Okay? So he answered her on that by her fasting and prayer. So you can fast for many different reasons. Okay? You want your fast to be answered by the Most High? I mean, you want your prayer to be answered by the Most High. You need to fast. Dedicate your body to the Most High. Dedicate your temple to the Most High. That's a covenant between you and him, okay? Some things are simple matters you can just pray over. Other things are too big of a matter. So you need to pray and fast for the Most High to move. Okay? Let's go to one more. Let's go to one more here. Let's go to Ezra. We're going to get to the other part in a minute. Let's go to Ezra. Where's Ezra? Ezra. Chapter 8, verse 21 through 23. And let's go look at this right quick. Let's take a look at one more. Oh yeah, Ezra chapter 8, 21 through 23. And let's take a look at this one. Then I proclaimed a fast there at the river of... I'm sorry, let me see if I can see this. I had a hard time seeing this. There at the river of Ava, that we might afflict ourselves before our God, to seek of him a right way for us, and for our little ones, and for all our substance. So, okay, two more verses. For I was ashamed and required of the king For I was ashamed to require of the king a band of soldiers and horsemen to help us against the enemy in the way, because we had spoken unto the king, saying, the hand of our God is upon all them for good that seek him, but his power and his wrath is against all them that forsake him. So we fasted and besought our God for this, and he was entreated of us. So you see that this is another situation for where they was fasting for safe travel. Okay, you know, he's telling you right here in this scripture that he was too ashamed to ask the king for some soldiers to guide them safely to where they were going, because he had already told the king that, look, our Most High is all and powerful. He'll see us safely. So they fasted and prayed for a safe journey. So it's many different reasons, why you would fast and pray, but fast, okay? Fasting is not just solely for one particular reason. I just want to go through those scriptures, just kind of, giving you an understanding that there are many reasons you can fast, small and great, okay? Small and great. Now, that's we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into how to fast, okay? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into how to fast. And let's go ahead and break this down, because a lot of people don't understand this. I see this going on a lot. This is a big issue. I see some people who know about fasting, but they don't do it right. That is a big problem. You cannot, look, some things you cannot do. We're going to go through these scriptures and we're going to see how do you fast. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. So you need to listen to this, okay? And you need to follow the instructions. Because I see so many people going out here and fasting and doing things they have no business doing. And what you have to understand is that when you fast, that is a covenant between you and the Most High, and you and the Most High only. Not between you and anybody else walking around. Not between you and your family. Not between you and your friends. Not between you and strangers. But between you and the Most High. So when you doing a fast, it's between you and Him in secret, and not for everybody else to know. And I see people walking around all the time and letting the entire world know that they're fasting. And you are already messing up. You ain't supposed to be doing that. But it's many different things in here, like the way that you have to fast, okay? You have to follow instructions, or your fast is going to be in vain. So let's go and just look at these different scenarios. These different reasons, these different ways, different things that you should not be doing. I don't know where my mind was just going, but different things that you should not be doing when fasting. Okay? Where are we going to start at? We're going to start at, let's see. Are we going to start right there? We're going to start at Matthew chapter 6, okay? And let's go ahead and, let's get into this right here. Because y'all need to know. I be seeing this all the time. I be like, man, what is they doing? Okay? What are you doing? Matthew chapter 6, 16 through 18. Okay. Listen to this, y'all. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their face, that they might appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have received their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly. Okay? So now this is, run back over this, okay? Verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites, okay? There's a lot of hypocrites out here fasting, okay? This is what it's telling you. Do not be a hypocrite while fasting. What it's talking about? Again, it's supposed to be between you and the Father, not between you and everybody else. You acting like it's for the Father, but you really going out here for, seeing eye, okay? Show and tell. This is a fast between you and the Father. Let's read. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their face, that they might appear unto men to fast. So when you fast, what it's talking about here, you're supposed to have a straight face when you fast. And I see this myself. I be seeing people, they be fasting. They be letting other people know that they are fasting by the look on their face. When you're fasting, you know, you will get weak because you haven't had anything to eat. If you're doing a strict fast, you may be hungry, you may get weak, you may be looking sad, or whatever the case may be. But when you're using these different expressions on your face, you're letting people know that something is wrong. And then they're going to start to ask questions. When you're fasting, you're supposed to have a straight face, just like my face is straight right now. How you walking around, walk around normal, like any other day. Keep a straight face. Don't start making sad faces or faces that you hungry, or even giving hints away that, oh, you know, like I'm so hungry and this, that, and the other, so people can start to feel sorry for you, or not even sorry. They would look at you and be like, oh, you fasting? And then they start to give you praise. Oh, you know, oh man, look, she or he is so holy. You see what I'm saying? That's what you want from other people when you do that. So it's no longer between you and the Most High, it's between you and people. And if you do, if you do something like that, what the Most High is saying, then that's going to be your reward. So whatever, you may be fasting for two things. For seeing eye, you know what I'm saying? Show and tell. And you probably fasting for a certain situation. But what's going to happen, since you letting everybody know that you're fasting, by the look on your face and walking around, you know what I'm saying, looking so weak and moping, and even telling them by your mouth you're fasting, you're not gonna, your prayer is not gonna get answered. Your reward is just gonna be from the people and what you know, whatever they say to you. You know, they might show you pity, and they might give you some type of glory, in which that, you know, you have taken the glory away from the Most High and given it to people. So when you fast, don't be walking around with a sad face. Don't be walking around like you hungry or feeling on your stomach, giving yourself away. You walk straight up. Like any normal day. You may be hungry as hell. You may be hungry. But you are not supposed to let people know. I told you the story back when I was fasting before, right? When I was 19. I actually had went out with a couple of friends during that time when I was fasting. They asked me, they had no idea I was fasting, okay? They had no idea I was fasting. We all sitting down at a restaurant, everybody ordering food, right? I was very hungry. This is like, I was probably like on my second day. And I was hungry. So we all sitting down, they ordering food, and they said, well, you not gonna get nothing? And I said, no, I'm not hungry right now. I didn't have a certain type of look on my face. I wasn't walking around, oh, I'm so hungry. I wasn't moping, I wasn't doing anything. Look, I didn't give it away, none whatsoever. I just simply said, I'm not hungry, you know, maybe I'll get something later. I did not give it away. That was between me and the Father, not them. They had no clue. So they just took my word for it. You have to do the same thing. You out in the open, but your fast is supposed to be a secret. Now, however, you do have certain situations where you fast in with a group of people. But what happens is, when you fast with a group of people, that fast with that group of people is supposed to be between that group of people. Your group, between y'all and the Most High, not everybody else. So whether it's a group or whether it's just you, it's supposed to be done secretly. Nobody is supposed to know. Not by the look on your face, not how you walking around, not by you telling them by your mouth. Do not tell them anything. That's what this is talking about. It's a certain way that you have to fast. You are to follow instructions, or you are not giving that glory to the Most High. You are taking that from Him and giving it to man. Okay? We have to understand these things, and it's important. Okay, let's go ahead and let's read the rest of this. Where we at? Said continents, for they disfigure their face, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. That would be your reward. Okay. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy face. Now, I did this when every time I fast. Okay? Every time. Now, you don't have to do it the way that I do it or the way that somebody else do it. And what I mean is, I prayed every day during my fast. I prayed 3 times a day. Like, Daniel in the book. That don't mean you have to pray 3 times a day. I don't know your schedule. I don't know where you work. But me personally, I prayed 3 times a day. You should at least pray once a day. At least pray once every day during your fast. Okay? At least pray 1 time. I prayed 3, but where I worked at, it allowed me to be able to carry that out. You see what I'm saying? And nobody knew I was praying. When I prayed in secret. They had no idea. Nobody knew I was fasting. Not at work, not at anything. Okay? But I prayed 3 times a day. And, I washed my face. I would go in the bathroom, wash my face off and do these things and pray. Because, again, it's a spiritual thing. Your body is opened up in the spiritual realm. Okay? Keep yourself safe at, all costs. So let's see, what's the rest of it? That thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto the Father which is in secret, and the Father which is in secret shall reward you openly. Okay, so when your fast is finished, when it's done with, He's going to come, answer your prayers, and it will be seen in the open. But your fasting is to be done in secret, which means nobody is to know about it around you. That's between you and Him. So I see a lot of people doing that. That's a big look. No, don't do that. You already messing up. You're being a hypocrite. Okay? And that fast is not about the Most High. Y'all need to understand that. So I wanted to go through that. There's some more here. We're going to go through it. Okay? Let's see where we at. So I get the right thing here. Let's see. We're gonna go to Isaiah 58. Let's go over here to Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58 verse 3 through 7. Let's see. Okay. Let's continue to read on what, how a fast is conducted. How you should conduct yourself while fasting. Okay? Let's go ahead and just read some more things here. Let's make sure I'm at the right spot again. 3 through 7. Okay. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou taketh no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast ye find pleasure, and exact all your labors. Keep listening what's going on here. Behold, okay, they're wondering why, okay? They're wondering why they're doing all this, and they feel like the Most High is not taking knowledge of their fast. But watch and see why He's not taking knowledge of their fast. Why is nothing is being answered, by their prayers. Okay, let's see what they're doing in their fast and after their fast. Okay, let's see. Behold, we're on verse 4. Behold, ye fast for strife. Ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. See that? That's a lot of our people running around here. They fasting for the wrong reasons, doing the wrong thing while they fast, all type of stuff, okay? We're at verse, 5? Yeah. Is it so much a fast that I have chosen a day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to the Lord? Is not this the fast that I have chosen? The Most High ain't chosen that type of fast for you to do, okay? You doing all that stuff in vain. It's wicked. To loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house, when thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh? Okay? So that was going over some more things to not do in your fast, okay? When we fast, we have to do it the right way. You don't do it in strife or any other type of wickedness, okay? When you go out here and you fast, that need to be, look, you need to be in peace. You need to be in peace. So again, you're opening your body up spiritually, in the spiritual realm when you fast. You need to be at peace at all costs, okay? Don't be going out here and doing no wicked stuff. Keep keep yourself safe. And you don't need to be around everybody. Watch who you're around while you're fasting, because they may be carrying a certain type of spirit, and your body is open to that. Don't set yourself up. You already fasting wrong, so don't set yourself up. A spirit creep on right over there in you and inhabit you. Now you got another evil spirit upon you. Be careful about the things you're doing while you fast. Do it the right way, so that the Most High will actually bless you and answer your prayer. Remember, don't tell a soul. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell your wife. Okay, no, I'm sorry. You are. We about to go over that. You know what I'm saying? We about to go over your wife and the husband bit. But don't tell don't tell your children, okay? Don't tell your grandmother, your grandfather. Don't tell nobody at work. Don't tell your best friend, okay? Don't tell any of these people about your fast, okay? This is between you and who? The Most High. Keep it that way until your fast is over. If you want to talk about it after it's over, talk about it then. But while you doing it, it's a covenant for that particular time that you dedicated it to the Most High. It's between you and him. You and him only. Do everything in secret. You're walking around publicly, but your fast is secret. Keep it that way. Now, let's see here. Let's go over here. We're going to talk about the wife and the husband bit, because this is very important for those of you who are married and you fasting, okay? As I said, don't tell nobody. But if you're married, you have to tell your wife or your husband that you're doing it. We're going to find out why. Don't tell nobody except if you married. Tell your wife or your husband, okay? Let's find out why, okay? It's important. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 through 5. Let's see. 1 Corinthians 7, 3-5. Okay, let's find out why. Okay, it's very important for those of you who are married. Okay, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband have not power over his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your inconsistency. So now we have read why. Okay, when you're married, tell your wife or your husband, though. Okay, tell your wife or your husband, because remember, y'all are one flesh. Okay, you're having sex, you know, and during the time of fasting, what you have to understand, you're not supposed to be having sex while you're fasting. That's breaking the covenant with the Most High. When you fast, you're not supposed to be having sex. This is what this is talking about, okay? When you're doing a fast and you're married, you're not supposed to be having sex with your wife or your husband. So whatever time you dedicate your fast to the Most High, then fasting, sex has, you know, it has to be put aside. This is what this is talking about. And a lot of people, they don't know that, okay? Remember, you know, that, like, when you're going back and you're reading the scriptures, it's not that sex is unrighteous, but when you're doing things for the Most High, you can't do it. Like when the Most High had came down to talk to the children of Israel in the wilderness, he told the men not to have sex with none of their wives because they're in his presence. When you're fasting with the Most High, you and him, like, you're in his presence. You see what I'm saying? That's a covenant between you and him. So you can't have sex. So you ought to put that away for the time that your covenant of fast is with him. So if it's 4 days, no sex. 9 days, no sex. Okay? It has to be done that way. Now, since you and your husband or you and your wife, y'all are one flesh, you know, you're having sex, don't defraud them. Meaning, let them know. Okay, you got to let them know what's going on, even though you're doing it for the Most High, because you're one with them. You know, they're going to probably think you're sleeping with somebody else or something strange is going on, or they horny. And what do the scriptures say about, you know, what scripture was that? I can't think of the name. I can't think of the scripture right now. You know, but y'all, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. The scripture that says, you know what I'm saying, don't deprive your husband or your wife of sex, you know what I'm saying, or they go out eventually and have sex with somebody else. Well, this ties into that. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't tell them what's going on, they don't know. And anything can creep up in their mind. Anything. And you leaving room for Hasatan to come in. Next thing you know, they're creeping off with somebody else. Out under the rainbow. Under some tree somewhere. Okay? So don't defraud your husband or don't defraud your wife. Let them know when you're going to be doing the fast and how long it's going to be, so they know exactly what's going on. So now they understand, they know what's going on, and you know, you're not leaving room for Hasatan to come creeping in. And so, as soon as it's over, hey, get back to it. Okay? So you got to tell your wife or your husband, but nobody else. Okay? This is what this is talking about. I wanted to go over there. I had to go over there. Let's see. What's the rest of the scriptures? Give me 1 second. Let me make sure I'm getting everything here. Let's see. We went over that. There's another one up here. Let's see, Matthew, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to Zechariah 7. Zechariah chapter 7. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 4 through 7. Yeah. Let's see. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 4 through 7. Let's read this right quick. I had it written down. Then came the word of the Lord of hosts unto me, saying, Speak unto all the people of the land and to the priests, saying, when ye fast and mourned in the 5th and 7th month, even those 70 years, did ye at all fast unto me, even to me? And when ye did eat, and when ye did drink, did not ye eat for yourselves and drink for yourselves? Should ye not hear the words which the Lord hath cried by the former prophets, when Jerusalem was inhabited and in prosperity, and the cities thereof round about her, when men inhabited the south and the plain? Okay, so I just wanted to read that, because basically what he's saying in there, he's saying to these Israelites, did you fast for me? That goes back over what I was saying. Okay, when you fast, make sure it's for the Most High, or it's going to be in vain. And whatever you're fasting for is not going to get answered. And you just went through all that for nothing. And your reward was whatever the man said to you or did for you. Okay? Make sure it's for the Most High. Keep it between you and the Most High only, unless you marry, and tell only your wife or your husband. Okay? Now, we went through all of that. Let's go through 2 more scriptures. And this is basically, I just wanted to cover this, showing you how to pray. You know, don't fast without prayer, and no prayer without fasting. I mean, you can pray without fasting, but depending on the matter and how you want the Most High to work. Okay? But we need to talk about prayer, because a lot of you, when you're fasting, you also need to know how to pray while you're fasting. So we're going to go over this right quick on how to pray while you're fasting. So hopefully this clears some things up also. So let's see here. Let's go to Matthew chapter 6. Okay, we right here. No, not that. Let's go to Matthew chapter 6. Back over here. Okay. Matthew chapter 6, verse 5 through 8. And let's take a look at this right quick, okay, on how to pray while you're fasting. 5 through 8. Okay. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Okay, so again, look, you got to pray throughout your fast. So make sure, just as the fasting is secret, the prayer is secret. Even if you just doing a regular prayer, your prayer is supposed to be in secret. But, you know what I'm saying? Also, make sure your prayer is in secret while you're doing your fasting. So I understand that a lot of you, you may be at work. Try your best to find a secret place to pray where no people are around. and then give your prayer. It does not have to be some long crazy prayer. I hate when people do that. We're going to get to that in a minute, okay? Learning how to pray the right way. Do everything right, or you're going to do it in vain, okay? Verse 6. Okay, let's read verse 5 over. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Okay, verse 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into the closet, and when thou hast shut the door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and that thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. I have a big problem with people that do that. Okay, you type are so irritating. Look, one, the Most High already know what you need. He already knows what you want. Okay, I'm not saying, okay, of course, that when you're doing the prayer, when you're doing the fasting, let the Most High know what the fasting is for. Okay, that's a fasting dedicated for a certain situation, right? Let him know what the fast is for, even though he already know. But when you're doing prayers throughout the day, you ain't got to keep reminding him of what the fast is for. Okay, just make a quick prayer, that your day be good, while you're fasting, and whatever else you have to say. It don't have to be long and repetitious. That's irritating. It's irritating to me as a person, so I know it's irritating to the Most High. What are you doing that for? Okay, sitting there standing a 15-20 minutes prayer. Y'all kill me with that stuff. Even just on a regular prayer, you kill me with it. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing I hate is when we sitting around and everybody got to eat, and you trying to give me a 10 or 15 minute prayer, and my stomach over here growling. Look, thank you for the food. Bless the food. Oh man, that's it. You ain't got to say nothing else. You going through all this crazy repetitious praying for? It's stupid. I never got people in that. Doesn't make any sense to me. Just like it doesn't make any sense to the Most High, and it's crazy. It's vain. When you're fasting, don't do it. Okay, your prayers throughout your fast, don't be doing that. Look, you got to go somewhere. Remember, look, you might be at work, you might be at home, you might, look, wherever you at. It don't got to be no long fast. Go in there, 1 minute prayer, 2 minute prayer, in and out, okay? You already made it known to the Most High while you're fasting. It ain't got to be no crazy long, repetitious prayer, okay? Stop that bull crap. Y'all need to quit, okay? Get in, get out, okay? Step in, step out. Let's see. Oh, did I read all that? Yeah, I went through. Did I go all the way through it? 8. I'm sure I ain't. Give me 1 second. Let's see, 6. Okay, the last verse was 8. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye speak him. Okay, I already know. You already told him what you already told him what the fast was about. Okay, you praying throughout your day. It ain't gotta be no long prayer. Look, just go in there, boom, boom, boom. You out of there. Okay, y'all stop making stuff difficult. Dang. Y'all kill me with certain stuff. Let's go to Daniel chapter 6. Let's go to Daniel chapter 6. Daniel chapter 6. Okay, this is the last scripture that we going to go over. Okay, about prayer. Daniel chapter 6 verse 10. Let's read this right quick. Let's see, where's verse 10? Okay. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before God, and he did a 4th time. Okay, so y'all know Daniel did. It's different type of fast you can do. Let's cover that. Okay, but this right here, he was doing a fast. Okay, the reason why I wanted to read this scripture, because it goes into how you would pray also. You don't necessarily have to do it with this, but I wanted to cover it. It had a couple of things in there, as you can see. He was, praying 3 times a day. I pray 3 times a day when I fast. That don't necessarily mean you have to. Once, twice. That's up to you, okay? I wanted to show that. And I also wanted to show the part about when he went into, his chambers, his window was open towards where? Jerusalem, okay? So whenever you pray, okay, and you're doing fast or just praying, period, you're supposed to be what? Facing Jerusalem. Now, the reason why we are facing the east, because, okay, pay attention to this, y'all. I heard a brother say one time, if you face the east, that's like a Babylonian ritual for another god. No. That's not what Israelites are doing. The reason why Israelites are facing the east, because we're in the west, and Jerusalem is east of us. You got to understand what the scriptures are saying about these things, okay? Now, if you over there in another area of the world, you might be south of Jerusalem. If you south of Jerusalem and you praying, then you need to be facing north towards Jerusalem. If you north of Jerusalem and praying, then you need to be facing south towards Jerusalem. If you east of Jerusalem, then you need to be facing west towards Jerusalem. But we are in the west, so we face where? East. Towards Jerusalem. You face towards Jerusalem, okay? That's what the Israelites are doing, okay? It has nothing to do with some Babylonian worship of other gods, okay? Some of y'all just, y'all do too much sometimes, I'm telling you. No understanding, just making up all types of stuff. I wanted to go over that so you'll know how to pray and how to pray while fasting. Okay? That was like the last scripture. Now, you got different type of fast. Let me just cover that before we, end this video. We covered that you can fast for different reasons, but you also have different fasts. As I told you in the beginning, I did a 4-day fast. No food, no water, no type of fluids whatsoever. Okay? You can fast for whichever amount of time that you want to dedicate yourself to the Most High. There's different type of fasts. You can fast for 1 day, 2 days. It could be 9 days. It could be 40, like the Messiah, Elijah, or Moses, because they all fast for 40 days. You could do like what they call the Daniel fast. His fast wasn't so much that it was a strict fast. Okay, he did a 3-week fast, 21 days. But he ate while he fasted. But his fast, it was like a fasting diet. He didn't eat no bread, no meats, and he had no pleasant drinks. That means he only drank water. Okay, he only drank water and ate vegetables and fruits. That was his fast. So he did that for 3 weeks. You can do that type of fast. It doesn't necessarily have to be for three weeks. You might want to do it for 1 week, 2 weeks. You can do it for 6 weeks. You can do it for 8 weeks. It's however long you want to dedicate yourself to the Most High, or how long you think you can last. Again, when you're doing these fasts, what you have to realize, you have to prepare yourself spiritually as well as mentally. Okay? These fasts are no joke. I just did 4 days. And I was so hungry. But I got through it. Sometimes you might bite off more than what you can chew. And you might have to end the fast early if you're doing a strict fast. I'm telling you. So you better prepare spiritually as well as mentally before you do the fast. If you're going to do a strict one, definitely. Even if you're not doing a strict one, but more so if you're doing a strict one. You know, you might be like, all right, man, I want to fast for 9 days. No food, no water. That's difficult. That is difficult, especially if you at work or things like that. Some people, when they fast like that, they take off work. You want to try to do it while you at work, you might end up passing out somewhere. Okay? If you think you're about to pass out, you're going to have to end the fast. You couldn't take it. I don't remember where that scripture is at. I couldn't find it. It's in the scriptures. If one of you know it, you know, post it in the video in the comment section, you know, for the people, you know, because it says that, you know, when if you too weak, end the fast. Okay? You might not be able to, you know, last what you know, for how long you dedicated yourself to the Most High. But some people can. Okay? But you have to prepare yourself. I can't say it enough times. Okay? It's not an easy thing. It is not. Especially when you out in public places. You haven't eaten anything. You might smell some food. You might get tempted. Okay? What's this? Matthew 26:41? No temptation. Look, you might get tempted. So, if you easily tempted, you don't need to be around a lot of people while you're fasting. Which may be difficult if you got to work. But besides work, you need to take yourself home somewhere. Okay? Because somebody might tempt you. You might give in and then start eating. Okay? Don't set yourself up. Don't do it. Don't set yourself up if you weak like that. I wanted to touch that out. Okay, now you could do different fasts. That's up to you. Okay, for how long? Between you and the Most High. It could be for 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. That's up to you. Now, I heard some people say they want to fast from like Facebook or stuff like that. I'm not saying that it's something wrong with that, but that's completely different from you fasting with your body. In the scriptures, you have to dedicate your body to the Most High. Now, I'm not saying that you won't gain something from fasting from Facebook or something like that, but that's more like a personal fast of yourself for whatever you need to get done in your life. But if you're going to fast to the Most High, it needs to be a physical fast of your flesh. You know, you denying yourself of certain things. This is your temple. This is what the Most High is going to honor when you fast. So give up your body. Give up, you know what I'm saying, the flesh. Deny, you know what I'm saying, your flesh. This is what he is going to honor when you're fasting for him. That's the covenant between him. It has to be your body. It has to be your temple. I just wanted to bring that out. You know, but it doesn't mean exclude a Facebook fast or, you know, something like you won't maybe looking at TV or something like that. That's a personal fast. That's between you, and it may help you out with your walk with the Most High. You be like, I'm not going to look at this. I'm not going to do that or go over there. I'm not saying it won't help you out with the Most High, but it's a personal fast of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Denying yourself, taking yourself away from certain situations that you feel like is negatively affecting you in your life. Okay? So if you need to do that, hey, then do it. Okay? I'm just saying those are two different things. Okay? So that pretty much wraps this up. I try to do it the best I can. I'm actually really tired, you know. Y'all don't know. I literally been up for about more than 16 hours today. I was up early this morning and driving and dropping off loads and picking up loads, and now I came here at the end of my day to do this message. I hope it turned out well. I hope you learned a lot from it. I really do hope those of you who did not know how to fast or how to pray while to fast or just how to pray period, have, learned how to do it. It's opened your eyes up to some things. It's never too late to start. You start now. You have to have a fast and a prayer life. Sometimes you may slip up, some certain times will be better than others, but when you're going through things, you need to know this. Because a lot of times when you don't come out of situations when you just praying alone, it's because you have to fast too. Okay? Fast and prayer along with faith. Okay? Now you know how to do it. If you need search and see, if you got a spirit within among yourself, you got a really bad habit, that's a spirit. Smoking, drinking, things you cannot stop on your own, that is a spirit. You tried everything you can do within your power to get rid of it. All the prayers, doing whatever you tried to do, you cannot get rid of it. It's because you gotta fast that thing out. Okay? Fast, fast, fast. I can't stress it enough. Do it. Prepare yourself between you and the Most High, okay? So hopefully you got something out of this message. Thank you for tuning in, and much blessings and Shalawam.